Golf's official rulebook runs over 200 pages, but the code that truly governs life on the PGA Tour has never been written down. We're counting down 10 invisible rules, from greenside courtesies that spark instant peer backlash to off-course missteps that cost players millions. Some protect tradition. Others are quietly reshaping the future of the game. Here's number 10, and it starts with where you place your feet. In 10th place, preserving an opponent's putting line is the most visible unwritten rule on the PGA Tour. A player's path from ball to cup is considered sacred ground. One careless step can alter the grain or distract concentration, even though the official rulebook only penalizes deliberate damage. This etiquette traces back to 19th century club culture, where respect for a rival's line was a marker of sportsmanship. Today, caddies are briefed to shield these lines, and marshals are quick to intervene if a foot crosses the invisible boundary. When Colin Morikawa debuted his line aim technique, it sparked debate about what counts as interference. A single misstep can trigger a sharp peer rebuke or a caddy's warning, and social media instantly magnifies any infraction. While such slips are usually forgiven if corrected, repeated offenses risk a player's reputation, showing that even a light footprint can leave a lasting mark. Number 9. On-course etiquette demands silence, composure, and a standard of dress that sets the tone for every round. The expectation for quiet isn't just tradition, it's enforced by marshals at venues like Augusta, where even a cheer for a birdie can prompt a stern wave of the hand and a reminder to respect the moment. Dress codes remain tightly controlled by clubs, with collared shirts and tailored pants still the norm, and sponsors are quick to react if a player pushes boundaries. In 2021, Justin Thomas drew sharp criticism and sponsor censure after a frustrated expletive was picked up by live microphones, showing how a single slip can echo far beyond the green. Veteran players often remind newcomers that etiquette is as visible as any shot, every gesture, word, and outfit is broadcast, shaping both peer respect and public reputation. 8th place. Pace of play expectations have shifted from silent courtesy to visible enforcement. The original 40-second guideline, introduced in 2014, aimed to curb slow rounds, but it relied on quiet reminders and after-the-fact penalties. By 2022, the Tour piloted shot clocks and broadcast graphics that tracked every second, making timing violations impossible to hide. Data from these pilots showed the average stroke time dropping by 5 seconds, with only 3% of shots now exceeding the limit. The consequences are no longer just peer pressure or a warning. 2-stroke penalties appear live on screen, and the threat of disqualification looms after a 4th infraction. Bryson DeChambeau's high-profile disputes over his deliberate routine highlighted the tension between preparation and group rhythm. Today, players know that every hesitation is measured, and the pace of play is as much a part of their reputation as their swing. Number 7. Sportsmanship and honor find their clearest expression in the simple acts of concessions and handshakes. In match play, offering a conceded putt, sometimes from 8 feet or more, signals trust and respect, a gesture rooted in the 1800s when golf had no referees and every match depended on mutual integrity. The 2023 Ryder Cup reignited debate when a European player's generous concession was seen by some as showmanship, and by others as the purest form of sportsmanship. Delays or refusals to shake hands, as seen at the 2021 PGA Championship, rarely pass without comment. Sponsors and commentators often praise those who uphold these rituals, while a single lapse can draw criticism and even impact endorsement deals. For veterans, a handshake is an unspoken contract of respect. For a new generation, every gesture plays out instantly online, amplifying the stakes of these timeless traditions. Number 6. Informal dispute resolution on the PGA Tour is a tradition that keeps play moving without waiting for officials. When a rules question arises, like whether a ball is embedded or if relief is allowed, players and caddies typically confer on the spot, often settling the issue in under a minute. This peer-to-peer dialogue is so routine that the PGA Tour Player Handbook encourages a reasonable discussion, usually capped at 45 seconds before anyone calls for an official. Caddies play a central role, drawing on deep knowledge of the rules to mediate and help reach consensus. At the Masters, for instance, players have been known to agree on bunker relief after a quick check, relying on mutual trust and experience. According to caddy Steve Williams, this fast, respectful approach preserves the flow and honors the game's self-policing roots. Still, if the group cannot agree, an official steps in and any informal ruling can be overturned after review, sometimes resulting in penalties. Most disputes never reach that stage, showing how these quiet negotiations shape the tour's pace and reputation. Number 5. Fan and media interaction. Boundaries shape the atmosphere on the PGA Tour, balancing the excitement of the crowd with the razor focus required by competitors. Players rely on marshals to maintain quiet zones, but the energy can spill over in dramatic moments. During the 2021 Wyndham Championship, a thunderous celebration after a hole-in-one led officials to briefly pause play, reminding everyone that a player can request a replay if crowd noise or movement materially affects a shot. The stakes extend beyond the ropes. Media interviews carry their own risks. A single misstatement about a rule or incident can ignite social media backlash and trigger sponsor scrutiny, as seen when a player's post-round explanation was misinterpreted and widely criticized. The tour can levy fines for unprofessional conduct, especially if comments undermine the sport's reputation. These boundaries are constantly tested, but both players and fans know that respect and restraint keep the game's public image intact. Number 4. Caddie-player protocol and sideline etiquette form the backbone of a tour player's inner circle. The expectation is clear. A caddy never contradicts a player's decision in public, even when the stakes are high. During the 2020 RBC Canadian Open, a caddy's quiet club suggestion, made just off camera, sparked a heated debate about where advice ends and overstepping begins. Jim Bones Mackay, one of the most respected caddies in the game, often reminds players that a caddy's real job is to protect both the player's mindset and the sanctity of the green. Breaching this trust, even with a harmless correction, can end a partnership overnight and ripple through sponsor contracts. As data tablets and real-time stats land in caddy hands, the pressure to offer perfect advice grows, but so does the need for absolute discretion. On tour, a sideline misstep isn't just awkward, it can cost careers. Coming to the top 3, limits on gamesmanship and subtle course alteration draw a hard line between preparation and manipulation. While the official rules ban obvious tampering, the tour's unwritten code targets the gray areas, like practice swings that quietly flatten turf or repeated raking that changes a bunker's texture. In 2019, a player faced sharp criticism for taking excessive practice swings on a slick green, with slow-motion footage revealing a faint smoothing of the surface. High-definition cameras now catch even the smallest infractions, and a single questionable move can lead to ostracism, with peers refusing a handshake or caddies avoiding sharing the green. As one veteran put it, if you are caught pressing the ground, you are out. The backlash is swift, and the line between gamesmanship and cheating becomes dangerously thin, threatening trust and reputation on tour. Number 2. Off-course reputation management shapes a player's career in ways that go far beyond the final scorecard. The PGA Tour's unwritten code demands that conduct outside the ropes reflects as much on the sport as on the individual. In 2019, Sergio Garcia's disqualification for damaging greens triggered not only immediate removal from the tournament, but also a wave of sponsor withdrawals and public statements of disappointment. Endorsement contracts often include clauses for conduct, and a single misstep on social media or in public can lead to lost income and revoked tournament invitations. Players now invest in public relations teams and hire social media managers to monitor every post, knowing that a reputation can be built or shattered overnight. The tour's code of conduct briefings are no longer just reminders. They are essential to preserving both opportunity and legacy. On the modern tour, etiquette does not end with the final putt. It follows every player long after the cameras stop rolling. And finally, in first place, generational and cultural tensions are now the driving force behind the evolution of the PGA Tour etiquette. As golf's global reach expands, younger stars and international players are challenging traditions that once seemed untouchable. The 2023 collarless polo debate at historic venues exposed a deep divide. Veterans defended the collared shirt as a symbol of respect, while a new wave of players saw modern styles as a sign of progress. In 2022, a celebratory gesture rooted in one culture was misread by others, sparking a rapid response and prompting the tour to launch sensitivity workshops. Attendance at these sessions has climbed to 97%, and reported etiquette disputes have dropped by nearly half in just 3 years. Social media now magnifies every misstep, forcing both players and officials to adapt in real time. With policy revisions and ongoing education, the unwritten code is becoming more flexible, reflecting a sport that must balance heritage with the realities of a changing world. Across all these invisible codes, one truth stands out. On the PGA Tour, reputation is shaped as much by silent gestures as by official scores. The unwritten rules enforce a culture where respect, restraint, and tradition matter every round. In golf, character is always under review.